Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Iowa soccer supporters. I'm Ben Brackett, your Soccer Talk co-host, alongside my good buddy Blake Sievers. Siebes, how you doing?
I'm good, Ben. Love this time of year. I'm not sure if we're really next to me, but it's a good plug.
Well,
for our
alongside,
YouTube
you're
channel.
kind of nearby. We're sandwiching.
I'm not sure if I'm next to me. I think is what he said.
Well, that's a fair quote, Matt.
We're sandwiching here. The Titan tactician Matt Sahag, and then we've also joined by our longtime state tournament correspondent Weston McPhee, also the North Polar Bears boys coach. Weston, welcome.
Thank you, guys.
Hello, Matthew.
Hey,
Weird day today because it's the quarterfinal matchups for the boys. So the 1A matches all took place at MediaCom here in Des Moines. The 2A matches all took place up in Gilbert. 3A was down in Indianola, and then 4A was at Valley in West Des Moines. We went mostly out to Valley, and then Weston went down to Indianola. And we've had people watching the 1A and a little bit watching the 2A, so we've got a pretty good idea of what went on today, and we're here to give you the rundown. Apparently the dog has a little bit to say about it too. So Siebes, why don't we just get started with 1A, unless anybody's got anything to jump in on. What are we feeling about? Like, it was a hot day today, right? It was. Sounds like up in Gilbert they actually did get a little rain. What, anything else?
I don't think so. We can talk 1A results. Looking ahead to later in the week if you want.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, jump in.
All right, so we talked about it earlier in the last pod about how they're opening every game, every location's opening with a 3-6 game, right?
Yep.
So St. Albert is a 3 seed, beats our buddies from Western Christian Hole, the Bacom family, 4-2 to move into the semifinals, and they were going to play the winner of your beloved West Falcons and Pella Christian, and that game got a bit out of hand.
Yeah, 6-0 to the Falcons. West Sioux soaring over Pella Christian. I'm excited because I'm calling those games, those semifinal games, and West Sioux's gonna be fun to watch.
Well, give a little plug, Ben. Tell us what you're doing.
Well, I'm calling the 1A games for Iowa High School on Thursday.
So we'll talk a little bit about it at some point, I think. But they've got all the games streaming. But there will be play-by-play for the semifinal games.
Yeah,
at MediaCom.
I heard some groans from people complaining about the lack of commentary on some of these quarterfinal games. Although we're currently watching the end of Gilbert against
United,
Applington, Parkersburg, Dike New Hartford United. 0-0 in second overtime right now.
But they've got play-by-play.
They do have play-by-play, yes.
Yeah, so let's get back to the 1A.
Sorry.
That's right, top half of the bracket.
Tangent.
You've got the 1 seed Regina Catholic playing our favorite Gladbrook, Rhinebeck, Guthrie County.
I don't think you said that right. I think it's Guthrie Center, Gladbrook.
Guthrie Center.
Rhinebeck.
That's right. You're right, though, Ben. You're right.
Anyway.
But yeah, Regina, 7-1 winners. Again, that one got a little bit out of hand as well. And then you had arguably the game of the day with West Central Valley and Trainer.
wow.
And a 9-goal thriller on Forest with West Central Valley coming out on top.
Do we know how that did? Was it 4-4 and a 5-4 winner, or was it like more of like a comeback, come from behind?
I think 3 or 4 nil.
Who was
Really?
down?
Trainer was?
Central Valley.
No.
Oh, wow.
And they came back and won 5-4, right?
No. Really? I mean, that's crazy if that's true.
We can look at the recap here.
That's
Oh,
worth
no, it
looking
doesn't
at.
show.
Yeah.
Of course not.
Nothing in bound.
Exactly.
Well,
Well, you'll have
We'll be prepared to talk about that.
we'll figure out a little bit more.
One thing I think is a little interesting there, Ben, is, again, give Bound a shout-out because they do some really good stuff. You've got the top 4 power ranking teams in the semifinals, so everything's kind of gone according to chalk, if you want to say that.
Yeah, it sounds like we'll have some.
Oh, here we go.
Pretty fun 1A
Oh, we
matchups.
missed a sitter.
That was a really good chance for APDNH United.
But then, yeah, so the 1A really quick last year, Regina lost in the semis to Van Meter, and obviously West Sioux, defending champion, familiar with Mediacom, makes it again and moves on.
Yeah. And if I recall, you picked Regina and I picked West Sioux to win it. Say, hey, Weston, you guys have any picks, knowing that just a little bit that you know? We're putting you on the spot.
Well, Blake, will you pull that
Sorry,
back up?
yep, sorry.
Yeah, I was just trying to look at the bracket again.
I remember the West Sioux community coming. Was it last year?
Yep.
When
Yeah.
They came and they brought, what seemed like their whole community.
Yeah, it was big. It was a big
A few
group of
hundred
people.
people
Yeah,
came
yeah.
up, and so I'm going to support them. If those fans travel like that,
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
a team that I want to win state.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome.
Yeah, and the cool. So I'm gonna agree with that. And the cool thing about that too was, we had all those tickets.
Yeah.
So we've got some tickets again this year, but there were a couple of fans, a couple of ladies who came by our tent and just kind of chatted us up for a little bit, and we said we got tickets, and then within a day, they had organized
The bus and the whole
whole
shebang.
bus.
Yep.
And all these free tickets. Pretty sweet story. So I'm gonna pick them too.
Yeah. Well, and I guess what Seabers, they don't know what we know from the research we did the other day. Regina has beaten a ton of 3A and 4A teams.
Oh really?
So they might be really tough to beat, but we'll see.
I think they want to play City West and City High, so I think our friends at those schools need to get that on the
Yeah,
schedule.
you guys missed it. Seabers called Iowa City West out for dodging
Regina.
and old Sheffy was like, "Whoa, we would never dodge."
What do you mean dodge in the regular season?
Yeah, because it was both Iowa City schools, right? So
Oh.
those teams, like Iowa City Regina, is obviously a powerhouse
Oh,
in 1A.
good tackle.
And sorry, we're just still watching this Gilbert game here, but they don't play each other, and I think that would be an interesting matchup
Fair
between two powerhouses.
Something that
Fair
has
enough.
come up with scheduling teams locally like that in a different class is they don't get points for their rankings. So even if they beat them, they don't get any recognition on the ranking side.
Oh
power
really?
Ranking side.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, so I was gonna
Does
say,
that go the same way if you play a team that's less than you in a different class?
I
know what
would
I mean?
assume so, but being 4A, I don't know. I would assume so though.
So I was going to propose that we do a little bit of what the association is doing and bounce around a little bit. So on Wednesday it's 3A and 4A, and then Thursday is 1A and 2A, and then on Friday it's 3A, 4A, 1A, 2A. Those are the orders of the games. So we've just done 1A. Why don't we go to skip 2A real quick, because it looks like there's only about 2.5 minutes left in this overtime match for Gilbert and APDNH United. And so we'll come back to them here in a second. We'll do a 3A recap and put old Weston on the spot.
Yeah. So the first game of the day was Davenport North and Hoover.
Was it hot down in Indianola too?
It was hot.
I assume it
hot.
was.
So they did water breaks the first and the second game, but they didn't do water breaks on the third or the fourth game.
Okay, I'd like to know. We had no water breaks at Valley.
So I thought that was weird because the sub-state games, they were mandating
Yes.
all day long from start to end water breaks, and I was curious about that because in our sub-state game that we played versus Ames, we were the late game at 7:00, and
You didn't need it probably.
no, we didn't really need it, and it hurt us in the end, really.
Yeah, it sort of disrupted the flow of the game.
So I wonder if that was state communication or was that game by game discussion. But the result of that game, Hoover won 3-1. My opinion, pretty handily. Hoover just had more speed, way more physical than Davenport North. Hoover was up 2-1 in the second half, and they basically parked the bus. Everybody behind the ball but one or two players. And, sat super deep, just soaked up all the pressure. And they won on transition, just like they have all season long, pretty much. They gave up their third goal on a transition. Davenport North, it looked like they worked really hard. They just didn't have the dudes to get it done.
Do you like anybody in particular for Hoover?
They have really strong defenders. I couldn't. Oh, you know what? Their left back. I know his last name is Bahati. He's really strong. Look out for him to get up and attack and work hard defensively. They have an attacker. I believe his name is Isaac. He's number 10. He's pretty dangerous in attack. Doesn't do anything super special, but when he's on the ball and you are close to him, look out for him to change his pace in moments, and you're going to be gone.
That boy's got 23. Is that he's got 23 goals on the
massive.
season.
He cooked us during the season too. So I'm not surprised that he got the last
Left back.
penalty. No, the left should be number 10, Isaac.
Isaac
Channel.
Ramadani.
Yeah. So they just overwhelmed Davenport North. Give up the third goal as a penalty. Isaac got the ball in transition. It was a 1v1 of the keeper. Keeper stomped on him. But it really seemed pretty easy in the second half for Hoover.
Speaking of easy, DCG kind of rolled in that next game against Denison Schleswig.
Yep. Yeah. DCG, again, overwhelmed. I'm just going to go Denison because I'm not going to butcher their next name.
Schleswig.
Yeah, they pretty handily beat them 5-0. At halftime, it was 3-0. DCG has a lot of big physical guys. Not a lot of speed, but I will say they all play really well together. They know their role. They have a huge number 6, or huge 6. His number is 17.
I was about to get you there.
Yeah. I'm going to throw in numbers at everybody. So defensive midfielder, number 17, huge dude. He really just muscled people around all game long. Their back line's really strong as well. They play as a unit. Everyone kind of gets involved in the attack. So they're going to be really difficult to up in. I think they're one of the better teams all around in 3A for sure.
Weston, what do you think of that Colin Mandernuth, or the big boy up top, number 11? Was there anything there? He just had 22
For
goals.
DCG?
Yeah, he had 22 goals in the year.
Yeah,
so I just didn't know if
so he's
a lot.
Yeah, and he takes their corners. He scored at least. I think he had a hat trick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was on 2. I think he took the PK as well in the second half to get the hat trick. So yeah, he's all over the place. I see him as a true number 9. He stays high, doesn't check back for the ball, makes his runs in between the center backs and the half spaces inside the outside backs. So he's going to be a handful for any defensive pairing that he goes up against. I believe they're going to play Hoover, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, correct.
I think they said it was going to be Wednesday at 2:30.
It's Dennis' favorite time, Weston. You got it.
Yeah. So that's going to be a.
What?
I love it.
I think that's going to be a great game. What is it? A couple years ago, they were in the final together.
Yeah.
So they somewhat know each other. I think that's going to be a great game. So bunch of speed versus physicality.
Yeah, for sure.
Talk the top half, BB.
What's that? Oh, well, so then we got Norwalk and Marion, right? That was to me that was a bit of a surprise result. Only because I thought Marion's usually quite strong.
Yeah, so they have a lot of solid players all the way around. This is the first team that played a 3-back. They played a 3-4-3, like a strict 3-4-3. They don't have a lot of dynamic players, but everyone is solid all over the field. I would say they're just not as deep as Norwalk. Norwalk could make a number of subs off the bench and be impactful. Marion, they rarely subbed in the first half and maybe saw 2 or 3 subs in the second half. They just kind of ran out of gas. At halftime, Norwalk is only up 1-0.
Wow.
Yeah. Second half, I mean, giving up 4 goals, and the last 3 came within a few minutes of each other. So, and yeah, one of my notes I have is Marion's cooked. Not a lot of impactful subs. So,
Yeah.
and, I mean, it was hot, and it's tough to go really deep in the tournament if you don't have impactful subs to make, especially against a team with Norwalk that have a number of kids they could pull off the bench that play club all year round.
Sure.
And
Kralik
yeah.
getting it done.
yeah,
And I mean, I think
last season maybe.
Well, I was teasing about that just because his son is a senior. So, like, I don't know. He's been doing it for over 20 years. Like, I don't know. Maybe he's ready for a little break now that his kid's through. Maybe not. But if he goes out on top, or if he wins, it'd be tough to not want to go out on top, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, it's funny how, like, this, no matter for them, like, kind of how they really are, when it gets down to tournament time, like, they're always in the state tournament, and they're usually really competitive in that first game no matter what. So, like,
Yeah.
you know, they like making the semifinal is just pretty normal for them, and obviously winning is not out of the ordinary either.
Yeah, when they said their records at the beginning, the announcer, Marion's like, I'm not sure what it is, but they were like 13-0-2, and then
Sure.
Norwalk's like 8-6-2, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, wait a minute, hold on. But
Yeah.
Norwalk always plays tough opponents. They always play 4A opponents, so they like to be challenged during the regular season, and they know when it's go time.
Yeah, and location helps for them too, I'm sure, right? Just being central. Okay, and then speaking of just like perennial kind of powerhouses, Xavier sneaking past Indianola, down in Indianola.
Yeah. So this was the result. Actually, was surprising to me. Xavier playing 3-5-2. Indianola started off playing a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3 type game. Indianola changed their shape in the middle of the first half to kind of like a hard tilted right 4-3-3. After that, Xavier had all the possession. Indianola could barely get past their own half, and scored pretty easily 2 goals in the first half. I was expecting them to score at least 1 or 2 more. That's how much possession they were having, and it was just, no pressure on the ball, just allowing Xavier to get to their front line quickly and how they wanted to. Right before the half, gave up a PK with 20 seconds left. So that kind of impactful moment right before half is gonna
That's
shake
no
up the
good.
team. But cheers to Indianola holding it up, fighting back, getting a goal back, and making it a tough game.
I was going to say, you shot up here to meet us to start recording, and when you walked in, we pulled up the 3A game, and you were like, oh, wait, what?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's 2-1?
Yeah.
Like, I figured it'd be 3 or 4-0 by now, so.
Yeah, and another team, just like Norwalk, Xavier has a number of players they can pull off the bench. I wouldn't be surprised if they used, 19 players in that game. They subbed their whole midfield, subbed their whole front line multiple times, subbed a couple on their back line. They're another one of those teams that are solid all the way around, and they even have a few dynamic attackers that can be dangerous. So, yeah, I like you said, perennial powerhouses. They're always in the mix, always good. It's just if they have enough firepower, enough, dynamo players that can make it happen for them in the semis.
Yeah, so what's it look like on Wednesday at noon? It's Xavier against Norwalk.
They're Wednesday?
Yep,
Yep.
at noon.
Okay.
6-3.
Yep, and then at 2:30, a dentist's favorite time, Dallas Center Grimes and Hoover with a little state final rematch. So,
Norwalk made the semis last year, so I'm just curious again. Like,
yeah.
and those
Where'd Xavier, where'd they end up last year? I don't remember.
not in the semifinals, I'll tell you that.
I would agree with that. Any 3A predictions from you, Weston? Who's your winner? Who's your final? Who's your final right now?
I'm going to say, I'm going to say DCG, and I'm going to give it to Norwalk. DCG and Norwalk.
Interesting.
Norwalk made a few adjustments. They have some players they can pull off the bench to be impactful. Norwalk just looked a little more athletic all the way around than Xavier. Xavier's super solid. They have impactful players, but I don't know. Even if they were to get past Norwalk, I would pick DCG or Hoover over Xavier.
Interesting. Well, you watched all the games, so you're gonna know better than we. We would. So, say you didn't watch any 3A. You have any opinions?
Yeah, I didn't watch any 3A, but I was gonna pick the same thing that West did. I was gonna say, I mean, and this is just from reading the score line, so there's really no basis in this my analysis. But Norwalk slides through 5-0 in the 4-5 matchup, which is kind of weird. And then for Indianola as the 8th seed to keep Xavier 2-1. I think maybe it hints towards Norwalk's maybe peaking at the right time. I think they get Xavier and beat him in the semifinal. Just from Wes's analysis, I like DCG over Hoover. If Hoover's parking the bus, to me that says a little bit about the strength of the squad. So DCG, Norwalk, and I'm going to say Norwalk wins it.
Ooh, you look Kralik fan.
I mean, Norwalk's been back though, a couple of different times, and we've been watching them just in recent years. I know it's been more than that, and they just haven't quite gotten over the hump to win it yet, and
Not recently.
I don't know, maybe. And I also have seen. I mean, Norwalk beat some good 4A schools, or had some good games this year too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So
Fair enough. Okay, well, let's roll
I
on.
can't wait. Yeah, where are we going, Benny?
Well, because I was mistaken that this 2A game was going to penalties. We were off a little bit, so we're just finishing the second overtime right now. So let's do a little 4A recap, which may take a little longer, but not by a whole lot, I would guess. But we did watch all three of us watched most of that. So, Blake, what was our...
Yes, we started Urbandale City West, right? I mean, if you want to talk about the best student section of the day, it's got to be Urbandale.
I bet Walking Northwest is going to have something to say about it.
Oh, no chance.
Same
I
with
know if they're going to have something to say.
Roosevelt was pretty good too, weren't
No,
they?
the number of students that showed up in those fluorescent, they were like traffic
Yeah,
directors.
you're right. I agree with you that they were good. I'm just saying, I bet you some of the others have something to say about that.
Well, I mean,
Didn't they have a chant for the referee too?
Yeah.
they were good.
They were going after the referee.
I thought they were really, really good.
I'm
I
sure
liked
the
it.
referee was not appreciating it, but okay. So yeah, Urbandale running out 3-1 winners over Iowa City West. Iowa City West scored a great goal in the first half and I would say kind of controlled the game. Like they weren't necessarily the better team, but they it seemed like they were fine in the first half. And the goal they scored, I thought it was good.
Iowa City West?
Yeah.
Well, was it in the first half?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then in the second half.
But what about the goal that Urbandale got called offside on?
That's
was
correct.
not
Okay,
offside.
yeah, so let's start with the controversy. So 0-0, Urbandale gets played through, and flag goes up really quick, and we were able to pull it back up, and Blake's 100% sure. I mean, we could pull it up. It's pretty, it's definitely close.
Well, it's
and
not close. It's onside.
Well, okay. My point is regardless, it's close enough that to me the tie goes to the runner, right? You're encouraging attacking play. So if it's that close and you're if you're not sure, to me you say all right, well let's see if there's a goal scoring chance here. But regardless, it didn't ultimately affect the outcome of the game, but it seemed like it might at the time. Would you agree?
There it is, Matt. There's the ball. There's the
Some for the YouTube audience here.
it's the blue. It's the dark team. Urbandale's in dark. And they called it offside.
You have that
so
screenshotted, Siebes?
I mean,
I sent it to our Killstrom creative guy.
Maybe he'll pull it up there for
That's going to
everybody.
be tough turnaround time for him to put that up while we're talking about this.
Well, you can all. I mean, what minute is it? If anybody wants to go look at it in the game.
I don't know. That's okay.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway.
To me, it's dead red onside.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying is like even if you're saying it's so close that you're thinking it might be offside, like you'd say no, I'm gonna just let it ride.
And that was called back.
Correct.
Yeah.
And quickly, like it was one of those where it was like a sure decision, not like
Is this guy passing it right now though? Or
Yeah,
is he?
he's passing it.
That's
No,
a
it's
really
a pass,
awkward.
Matt.
That's a weird way to pass.
was a
But
weird-
also is in front of the Iowa City West bench,
Yeah.
and the lino was in front of the bench. So lino, I'm sure, was getting told
Oh yeah,
nicely.
I'm sure.
raise the
Bradley's
flag.
always very nice.
Right. I mean, the thing that can make these sometimes tough, right, is where you get West team just holding the line, right? Like, so
Yeah.
it's dropping, and boom, all of a sudden they stop, and then the ball goes through, and it looks like the guy's further offside.
Yeah.
So maybe that happened there. The only thing I'd point out, though, is Urbandale's player's left foot, right, is
Left foot right.
his left foot is, to me, there's an argument that it's ahead of the West player's right foot. And so, I don't know. And he could be leaning across. And so it might look like he's a little offsides from the referee's angle. That would be my
Well, and if you go back-
observation.
if you-
I don't think that's a great angle to judge it that close, but I agree. It looks like,
Well, if you
it looks like it's really close.
if you're looking for a little lesson, go back and dig through our Facebook posts and find Sean Giza's explanation of like watching the ball. Remember he had a whole explanation of how when you're watching the ball and you're
your eyes.
watching.
Yeah.
Anyway, just check it out.
It's
you
tough.
got to dig through.
It is tough, right? We're now looking back at. I mean, I think that offside call is one of the most challenging because lino's looking.
Yeah, you're running. You're looking. It's just yes.
And then we're looking. We're pausing
Yeah,
taking
we're
a screenshot.
exactly. We're being super unfair.
Yeah, but it was onside. But anyways, like you said, Ben, didn't matter. They won the game. And then West, like you said, Ben, West scored a great little goal.
A really great goal. So check out like we got a lot of the goals posted and whatnot, but shout out to Wienerberg Sports. He's been posting goals all day, and he had that one posted. We assume it's a he. They had it posted. Ooh,
Oh, what?
So, by the way, we are watching.
penalties
Yeah,
for
in the Gilbert.
2A penalties.
Yeah.
You rarely see one roofed right down the middle.
That was gutsy.
Confidence.
Yeah.
But no, Urban
Look
was
at this-
dynamic, right? They were.
Can I just make a mention real quick? Next time the goalkeeper in orange or pink, or whatever color that is, walks in, look how big his number is on the
Yeah,
back
it's
of
like
his jersey.
it's like duct taped.
It's the biggest.
Yeah.
Well,
zero.
speaking of
Like
that,
a
Iowa
tape
City
down there.
West has probably the worst uniforms.
I know
Their
they are.
numbers in the front of their
They're
jerseys
so
are
bad.
so large. Sheffy, we got to get that sorted out. Styles
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk about.
Well, I mean, we can
really
talk
quick.
style. Let's talk
Yeah.
style all the way. I mean,
Yep.
style for styles. Old Bradley wearing his suit, but then also with a green Spartan visor. Are they Trojans or Spartans? I always forget.
Trojan.
Trojans. Okay, it was like a green visor.
So traditionally, Brad Styles wears a suit at the state tournament. Traditionally, he doesn't play at noon when it's
Oh God, it was
95 degrees
it
on the
was
field, but he did, and I like him kind of keeping the tradition, but I don't think he did it
That number is neck to back, isn't it?
last year.
Yeah. So anyway, Urbandale scored a late goal, first five, last five, late goal in the first half, which Blake always reminds me that I always harp on, but I hate it, giving up goals during those times. So that I think that kind of changes the game. Going at half, then Urbandale comes out and they're all over him, score two more. You can check those goals out. We got those posted up on the Insta.
But once Urbandale scored the first, right, Ben, it was, at least we thought, it was second was coming.
Yeah. And wait, and I have that wrong. Was it 1-0 at half, all the way through half? And the two goals were in the middle of the second half. I'm sorry. We watched a few games today, so it's getting a little fuzzy. All right, well, let's...
The only thing I'd
anyway-
say about the game too, though, is as soon as Urbandale equalized at 1-1, it just kind of popped West balloon, and then it was all Urbandale after that. You
Yeah.
just felt like the game was
Okay, so it wasn't first five, last five. You're correct. But it was as soon as they scored, the game just totally, the tide turned.
Yep.
So then the the game that we would have thought would have been the hottest of the day at 2:30, Waukee Northwest against Johnston, actually turned out to get some cloud cover and cooled off kind of nicely. It was a wild game, I would say. Oh God, these penalties for in the 2A game is really good. So Waukee
Controversy, though. Big time, right?
big time controversy. Gosh, where do you want to start there? And we just go to the goal.
I mean, you have to because there's really nothing. Is there anything to talk about?
I was going to say, so the game itself up until the last 10 or 15 minutes was very much like Waukee keeping the ball but not penetrating, really getting after it. They did hit the crossbar, but it wasn't like
deflected.
Yeah, it wasn't. And it wasn't like they penetrated. It was like the ball was bouncing around and got smacked through the box and it hit the crossbar. Johnson seemed like they had a little bit more dynamic play, but they were also definitely way more disjointed. Waukee Northwest seemed like they were pretty well connected. And so many great penalties. You guys should flip on go back and watch the 2A.
Though.
Yeah, I know. Go back and watch the 2A penalties. So
Waukee scores right on a kind of a long ball, bounces.
Yep, it's a nice long ball over the top. Well, because it puts him in. The Johnson player who's that? What's his name?
Was it Mason McKnight?
Yeah.
Shoved.
And so he's going. He's between himself and the ball, and he's slowing down. And as he's going to kind of head it back or head it away. He kind of gets 2-hand shoved, right?
Penalty.
And
Yeah.
it sort of just totally
bounces up. He goes to head it either. Did he try to hit it back? I don't know what.
Yeah, I couldn't tell where he's
Yeah.
trying to head it, but it was just it made it really awkward for him. And the Urbandale players, the Northwest players, just scooped in there and scored to make it 1-0. But then literally Johnson turned around immediately and scored on a terrible miscue from Waukee Northwest, I would say, right? Ball kind of came in towards their center
Kind of
back.
the same type of ball, right? Just a little.
Yeah, except the Waukee Northwest wasn't chasing it back towards his own goal. And instead, he tried to it looked like he just for a second decided he was going to flick it back to the goalie to catch. But instead, geez, Pete, these penalties are really good. But yeah, so he just kind of stitched the goalie up, and Johnson scores to make it 1-1. And then there's even more controversy, right, Siebers? You weren't there for this, but Waukee Northwest, time is ticking down, literally 3, 2, 1. Waukee Northwest shoots it. Keeper saves it on 0, and immediately after the rebound is scored. But the horn's already gone and the game's over. So Northwest could have possibly won in regulation.
Did they think they won it? Because I didn't see that. Did they think
they
won
celebrated like they did, but they knew it. They didn't complain.
it? It was obvious.
Yeah, yes, but it's one of those if you were listening to the live feed or where we were sitting or where I was sitting, everybody in the crowd was going well, if that was real soccer, that would it would never the whistle wouldn't have gone, right? Because the referee would let the play finish out, right?
Yeah, they also want to stop the clock, in real soccer.
Correct.
If
Yeah,
they
there's
want-
correct. There's a lot of there's a lot to that,
Interesting.
but anyway, so overtime is more or less. Well, I take that back. Johnson had a couple good chances that looked like they may have gone across the line. They didn't. Same thing. To me, it was pretty clear that it didn't happen, but there was still a shout for it, right? And obviously, players are always going to ask for a little bit more than is there, right? But
Did something happen? Did Johnson score and he get called back or not?
No.
Okay.
That was
No,
but they thought they
This
thought
would have
they
been
scored in the
okay.
overtime.
Something it wasn't well. Okay.
Goalkeeper made a really nice essentially stick save at the near down right against the post. Anyway, so then the shootout, right? Northwest missed their first.
What's going on here?
Sorry, Johnson missed their first 2, had it 1, and then I don't know. Long story short, there were all sorts of good saves, and the 6 shooters were the ones to have to decide
They
it.
got to make a new list.
Yeah. Oh, they didn't make their list. And speaking of that, that's got to be a tough day for
Yeah, they got to. Yeah.
tough day for the defender who got pushed there. Siebers. What was that? His name again?
I think that was Mason McKnight.
Yeah, tough day for him. And good kid, right? Like good
he missed
player.
his penalty?
He missed his penalty, and then he was the one that got pushed for that first goal. Like it wasn't his fault on that, but I bet you he's gonna be pretty bummed about that. And I would say like don't be like just get back after it. But
I think he's going on. He's one of the guys going on to play college.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like he'll be better for it, but I'm sure right now he's pretty bummed. So
was that the last penalty?
Well, no, the walkie player had to seal it.
All right.
Here we
Finally
go.
got a save in 2A. Ooh, that's a really interesting celebration.
That's gonna have to be you got to get booked for that, right? Are they?
Okay, sorry, we're going to talk about 2A here in just a second. So
No, they're not calling it back.
we'll have,
that almost looked like he was.
Yeah.
we'll have Urbandale against Joaquin Northwest on that side
I
of the
don't
bracket.
think you can pound the ball like that though. Like,
All right, so just for everybody, the goalkeeper just saved Gilbert's penalty.
yeah.
And this is the sudden death piece of the shootout. So
There we go.
for the win, and he celebrated by like spiked the ball like a football player.
No, cameraman.
no.
Cameraman's. So I mean, you
What
want to talk
happened?
about penalties?
He must have saved it.
He
How
did.
about the penalties? on
That's
the-
amazing. We couldn't see
We
it.
didn't get. Yeah, man.
and then on the
Because they
stream
used
for
the huddle
Johnston
focus, that's
Northwest,
why.
Right.
the Johnston
Yeah,
Northwest
jeez.
stream, and the penalties stopped as well.
Yeah. So
We got some problems
I was
going
gonna say
on.
like let's interject here real quick. So because where we were sitting up in the booth, we saw like that.
look at the
They've
huddle.
got like the huddle camera. What it's one of
Yeah.
those is really all it is. So it's just following the ball, and it just lost the ball there, and we missed that penalty. So okay, now
That's amazing too, because we've had 10 penalties in a row where everyone has just scored, and the last 2 has been hit right at the goalkeeper.
Well, now we're all waiting with bated breath here. Ooh,
What
what a
was
walk
that?
off,
Oh, I love that. I
Whoa.
love it.
Wow.
guys.
Let's talk about the Johnston Northwest.
Yeah. So
Stream stops,
stops during the penalties.
so people do not know what happened.
Yeah, people are watching from home.
No, I think West diagnosed it.
It happened back-to-back games too. Yeah.
Right.
So when you set these huddle cameras, you can set the duration of how long it's going to record, and whoever set the duration of how long it was going to record didn't set it long enough. They probably just set it for the 2-hour span and it cut off.
Can you just set it for indefinite or like 6 hours?
I think there's a max of 4.
All right, just set the thing for 4.
Yeah. I don't know why you wouldn't just set it for the max. And I mean, we all have the storage.
Oh,
There it is. Oh, he's going to get tackled by his
Gilbert.
teammates. Gilbert finds a way. All right, we'll come back to that here in a second.
So real quick, Northwest did. They played Urbandale this year, and Northwest won 1-0.
Gotcha. Also, I just want to.
Sorry, Ben.
No, that's okay. Just since we've been watching the penalties, and then we're talking about a game where there were penalties. If we were watching these 2A games, the penalties that I saw were basically like it looked like the shooter was sort of dictating the game a little bit, right, and just saying like I'm gonna smash this to the top corner, right? Like they'd already picked their spot and done it, and then
Next 5.
yeah, they were all doing sort of fancy stuff. But then and that was what was happening with Joaquin Northwest and Johnson too. Is like everybody's got like a little like stutter step, a little whatever, and I'm just not a big fan of that because I feel like when you miss those, like if you don't do the stutter step properly, or if you do it, if your timing's just not right, it makes it so much easier for a goalkeeper, I think, to make a save.
Yeah.
Or you throw yourself off and you miss the goal.
Yeah.
And Weston as a goalkeeper, like, does that throw you off? Like, is somebody's doing a stutter step? Like, to me, that wouldn't.
Yeah, timing. Yeah, timing gives you more time. You can see hips. You can see all that stuff. So it gives you an advantage and just increases the chances of you messing up.
Yeah, penalty taking bend is not like a stutter step. And I also don't like the one where they sort of stand directly behind the ball and then they do like a run around to the outside. That one doesn't, I feel like that doesn't work either, but that's just me. Anyway, so bottom half of the bracket for 4A, we got Roosevelt against Southeast Polk, the 4-5 matchup. And then Centennial played Iowa City High. Siebes, you didn't get to watch your beloved Rams because you had to go coach. What did you think about that? Like I'm saying, were you disappointed to not get to see them?
I think it's really good. Really good for the East Side. Cool, awesome for a team. Schools that make the state tournament for the first time. And like it was pretty funny. I went and watched their 2 sub-state games, and I love it because there's students that don't know soccer, but you want to talk about passion and like
Just their
saying
Rams
just
together.
craziness, silliness. It's great. Like it
Nice.
was awesome. So I hope.
Well,
Yeah,
so
it didn't turn out the way I wanted to, though.
No, yeah, and so I mean, I guess I was maybe the only one that watched it. So I'll just quick give the recap.
I saw some of it too.
That's true. You did catch the second half.
Yeah.
Sorry, Matthew.
That's right. No worries.
I forgot because I was talking to Dryer for like the
Yeah,
whole
I
second
think
half.
I might have seen more of it than you.
I saw it from inside. That's a good point. Well, what did you think then? Smart guy.
It was interesting. So I got there when it was 1-0, so I saw the second half. So Roosevelt was
scored
up.
late. I think they did score late in the first half.
Free
Okay.
kick header, right?
Yeah,
Like,
free kick header, and it was a good goal, but like could have maybe been defended a little better.
Yeah. So I just thought it was, from what I saw in the second half, it was about even, both teams. Southeast Polk actually was getting forward, looked like they had a little bit about them that maybe they could get a chance and they score. So it's 1-0 Roosevelt, and it's getting to be late in the game. I can't remember exactly how much time's left, but I want to say maybe 15 minutes left. And there's a cross that comes in, and Southeast Polk cross. Southeast Polk wins the cross. Basically, what looks like it's on the goal line, cuts it back, barely, and then Southeast Polk scores. So at that point, it's 1-1, right? But then you look over at the referee, the flag's up, offsides. So it was a big call. It was hard to see if the initial player was offsides getting the cross or the player on the cutback or what was going on. But at that point, it would have been 1-1. So it's a huge, huge moment in the game. And then, then Roosevelt gets a goal. So it's 2-0. And Southeast Polk is kind of threatening. And they to be fair to Southeast Polk, they never really gave in. They never gave up. So then they get one back at 2-1 with only a couple of minutes left. And they still keep going. In fact, with 25 seconds left in the game, Southeast Polk actually gets a cross, and it goes all the way across the goalkeeper, like a yard from him, just nobody's on the other end of it.
Yeah.
So, and then last seconds of the game, there's a penalty.
Okay, that's what I was wondering about that.
Roosevelt going back the other way, literally with a second left.
Gotcha.
The referee blows it. It's a penalty all day long. Guy may have, it could have been a red card actually, maybe. I don't know. There's the whole dog so red card thing
Yeah.
that I still haven't studied.
It's a little
up on
confusing.
quite,
And
but
you got to know all the details.
but so he gets booked, get a yellow card, but then the guy buries the penalty, so it's 3-1 Roosevelt.
Big Daddy Ream taking another step, right? Last year got him to the quarterfinals. This year gets him to the semifinal. Let's see if they can keep it going. And they have a tall task because they'll play Centennial on Wednesday afternoon. Centennial runs out 4-0 winners over Iowa City High. We watched most of that game before we started the pod, and Centennial was in control.
Well, right. Once we said, right, once they scored the first.
And
then they got
once
the
that second goal was
right
quick,
away, and
and then it was 3-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
So
3-0 in the last few minutes, unfortunately, for City High. But
City High played some good stuff, but yeah, I mean, the second goal, just as an example, right? Like Tate Duack scored, and it was almost out of nothing. And there's not very many players that were quick enough and controlled enough with the ball to do what he did. So like, I don't know, it's tough to. I don't know what other than like the mistakes that they made before somebody like Tate scores that goal. It's at that point it's too late. Like you've already made the mistake. You can put him in that position. So they're gonna be really tough.
Yeah. I think that Centennial is going to cruise over Roosevelt, and based on what we've seen all year long, I think they're the obvious clear favorite overall. The game I'm interested in is this Urbandale Waukee Northwest. I just think that's going to be interesting. I don't know if they played earlier in the season or not.
they did. I just told you.
Oh,
Northwest won.
sorry. Okay. What was the score?
1-0.
1-0.
Oh,
'Cause we were listening.
all right. Well, I still think that's going to be interesting. But I think that Centennial is going to roll through this thing all the way to the final and win it easily. That's just my Based on like what I've seen so far, that's just how it looks. No,
Could be wrong.
I've been wrong in my predictions before.
You certainly have. Weston, you got any thoughts on that? You got to go Big Daddy Ream.
I
Don't
mean,
you?
I hope he can take them as far as he can take them. I mean, I definitely
does
think
that
it's a tall
mean?
task. I
means he doesn't wanna pick against them.
Are you talking about Roosevelt?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I mean,
Is that because you guys beat him 8-4?
well,
let's just call it out.
well,
Wes.
the way it's looking, it might have been an aberration.
Because you can do that.
does-
We do
it does
those
look at
all
my-
the time. Well, we beat Roosevelt 8-4, and then Roosevelt beat
property, yeah.
Centennial,
Yeah.
so we should be the state champions.
Well, and I do think that is the most unique thing about 4A this year is like the parity is such that
All over the place.
yeah, like there's no transitive property, right? That just doesn't exist, right? Unfortunately, because I like it when that makes.
I mean,
when things are
8-4 though.
logical.
That's wild.
Yeah. That's, oh man, did anybody see that on the screen there? Good lord. All right, so
Yeah, we played Urbandale, we played Northwest, we played Roosevelt. We played 3 of the Final 4.
Who do you think was the best?
I think Northwest was the best out of those 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
could we get to see a Duax
mean-
Carlos final?
That's happened. Oh no, that was the semifinal.
Yeah, but it's always gets spicy.
that was the semifinal
We're
back
after
in.
Michael Dewey up again for that.
Heckenleibel was a senior. Oh,
No, not quite.
And then that was he was like a junior, but that was
It was when Ty.
Ty's senior year.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that'll be
There was
spicy
a
if we
lot
get to
of
that.
things going
There's
on
a lot
back
of-
then.
That'll
The-
be real
the-
spicy.
There's a
that's
lot
the
of things going on.
Ineligible player as well.
Well, so lots to look forward to there, right? So you got Urbandale, Joaquin Northwest on the one side of the bracket, Roosevelt and Centennial on the other. Roosevelt and Urbandale back to where they used to be, right? Like both used to be sort of powerhouses in town and finding themselves back in the mix. Now,
26 years later.
yeah, let's now we'll do a little reversal in size and drop down to 2A. Just got done watching a PK thriller. Should we just start at the bottom of the bracket and go the opposite way, Siebes?
We can start wherever you want, Ben, chronologically or bottom.
Let's go chronologically. That makes more sense.
All right, so Des Moines Christian played Dubuque Wallert.
Catholic.
I mean, they've always been, yeah, I know. It's just a weird, I didn't realize they've always put the name Catholic now on the back of it. But Springer,
Getting it
Coaches
done.
Roundtable came golden goal in overtime and won 2-1. So they moved on to play the winner of Unity Christian in Knoxville, and Unity Christian took care of business there on the bottom side.
Yep. And then you've got they won 3-0 over Knoxville. Then Bishop Elin, they were last year's state champs. They won in a shootout against Mount Vernon. And then Gilbert, as you know, because you were
No,
listening.
Gilbert beat Bishop Elin in the final last year, Benny.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was just saying Bishop Elin in their game today beat
sorry.
Mount Vernon in a shootout.
Who do we have out there shooting the 1A games today? The Chase. Yeah, Chase. There's some good photos we got from that Des Moines Christian game. Chase.
Oh, that's 2 inside.
Oh, the 2A, yeah. Sorry.
Jeff.
Jeff.
Jeff did the 2A shots.
Okay. Yeah, there's some cool photos
Chase did the
there.
1A. Yeah.
I like those.
Anyway, so then basically what you've got ultimately is a rematch of the final on that side of the bracket with Bishop Elin playing Gilbert.
And they played earlier this year, BB.
And the score?
Gilbert 3, Bishop Elin 0.
Ooh, interesting. Well, both teams are going to be a little tired from their long game, but they've got a nice long rest because they don't play again until Thursday. So Thursday we'll see Des Moines Christian against Unity Christian, a battle of the Christians.
A lot of private school action in 2A, isn't there?
That's true. And then Bishop Elin against Gilbert in the other semifinal. I've kind of gone with the Doctor, Jordison, and Gilbert and the Tigers, but I don't know. Any thoughts from you, Sehag or Weston?
Real quick, baby, they kept the red hair. I don't know if you saw some
I
of the
did
boys.
see some red hair out there. I love it.
Keep the tradition.
I mean, I think it's interesting that it takes Gilbert penalties as the 1 seed to beat the 8 seed in Appleton Parkersburg, who, by the way, was 13-3-2 on the season going into the game.
Who, Albert?
Appleton, Parkersburg. So,
And a home match.
APDNH.
yeah, I mean, I just think that's, yeah, no, exactly, and a home
Match,
game.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. And then, Unity Christian doesn't necessarily have a tough test against Knoxville.
Ouch, Panthers.
But so I don't know. It's hard to say there. I'm gonna pick Bishop Heelan over Gilbert. I think they're gonna upset them.
Ooh.
And then I think Des Moines Christian beats Unity Christian, and we've got a Des Moines Christian Heelan final.
Interesting.
That's my
Any
pick.
thoughts, Wes?
I haven't seen any of these teams. Well, I guess I've seen them in the semis and the finals the last couple of years. But when my time at Lincoln, we did play Gilbert, and I loved that they were willing to challenge themselves and play, up in class, multiple classes.
Yeah.
But again, yeah, just bringing back to my attention that they are the 1 seed. They struggle with the bottom seed and a home match. The primetime game. Is this season not their season? That's a big, stub of the toe type of game. But don't we know someone on Des Moines Christian?
Seabass.
Yeah, that's one of the pictures I liked.
Yeah.
He's actually, what's interesting actually about today is, I said this earlier in the day, is I've seen more slide tackles today
I know.
on the turf than I'd seen all season long in any boys or girls game. It's just, I think it's just the effort is up a level, right? But yeah, Sebastian Garcia is at the midfield line, and it looks like he's had this amazing tackle. The opponent is up in the air, and he's basically on his back sliding through him. It's pretty sweet.
Maybe he should be showing that on his new TikTok instead of
Oh,
the
you can
other
be sure.
TikTok
You
he's
can be
got
sure it'll
going
be on his
'cause
new
those
TikTok.
are unbelievably bad.
Yeah, if you're looking for some bad TikToks, Seabass has them.
Oh man.
All right, well, so that rounds out a long but fun day for us at the state tournament, the quarterfinals for the boys. Weston, thanks for helping us out and being in some other places. And shout out to Killstorm Creative, our social media guy, who's been coordinating things all day and doing a great job. Siebes, you got anything?
No, I could go into a rant on how disappointing the day is from what it used to be, but we won't go there today.
Oh, that would take us down a rabbit hole. But
It would.
I
We're
don't
not
have
gonna
enough
do that.
energy for that either.
I don't either.
No, but I would agree that this whole regional sites it loses a little bit of the joy and the fun that came with everything all being on one site. But so it goes. We'll get an opportunity to do that later this week, hopefully in some form at MediaCom, being all together. So, any parting words?
Nope.
Thanks,
All right.
guys.
We'll see you all on Wednesday for a little 3A, 4A.